Good evening, everyone. I'm Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Welcome. We are going to embark on one of my favorite type of videos, okay, where we're going to go into eBay and take a look at some of the coins that have sold primarily in the error section. These are coins traditionally that people find in change and coin roll hunting. Yeah, I know it's the same old narrative, but I religiously go into eBay completed sales to take a look and see what it's sold. Okay, it does a few things. It reminds me of how much some of these coins sell for. In addition, it also informs me on the actual overall market for such coins. Traditionally, I want to focus on coins that are going to be, I don't know, raw, ungraded examples of coins that are found in change and how much the going rate is for such coins. So that way, myself and a lot of the viewers know exactly, the kind of money that you can expect to receive for such finds. So we are in the coin and paper money section of eBay. Okay, it's my kind of like go-to place. I have it bookmarked for this particular section in eBay, and we're going to go to U.S. coins. I love doing these episodes too. And then toward the top of the list, you're going to see U.S. coin errors. So we're going to click in that. And then it's real simple. We're going to click to sold items. So you're going to go all the way down to the left-hand side. You're going to see a check mark box here. So when you click sold items, it'll also do completed items as well. And then we're simply just going to go ahead and look from the most recent sale and then work our way down. What's selling out there? And some of the things I look for. Obviously something like the first coin here, the 1980 something Lincoln cent, that's off center, is traditionally a coin that you wouldn't necessarily find out in the wild. Okay, when I say out in the wild, that's what I mean by in circulation, getting back in change, going through your piggy bank, coin roll hunting, rolls from the bank, things of that nature. Plus, we're also going to debunk a few of the coins on here that may not necessarily be errors. They could be damaged, which it's pretty easy to kind of, make the mistake that a coin, although may look and appear like an error, might just be damage. All right, so we're going to take a look at those as well. So we're going to try and focus on coins that have sold, for over $5. So this 1952 Lincoln cent right here wouldn't quite, qualify as far as a coin of interest for me. If you are going to sell on eBay, keep in mind there are fees. So you generally don't want to sell stuff for $1 if you could help it, because it's going to be 10 times more the amount of work to make very little money, So, like this first coin right here is a great example of a coin that I want to see and I want to know more about. Okay, it's a 1999 D Pennsylvania State Quarter with a rotated reverse. So it looks like it's 320 degrees, which all on its own is a pretty substantial die rotation. Traditionally, coins like this will have what they call a coin alignment. So if you hold a coin and you flip it on a north-south axis like this, the image will come up right side up, all right? And then there's an off chance that if you flip a coin over, that the image will be rotated around quite a bit on there, okay? In the case of this 320 degree rotation, it sold for $54 shipped. Okay, that's a lot of money, but rotated die errors are probably some of the more overlooked coins in collecting in general. I'm serious. I tell people all the time, if you have time while you're coin roll hunting, flip every single coin around. Hold it, on the 3 and 9 o'clock position on the coin and just do a quick flip with your other, pointer finger. And people are like, oh, that takes way too much time. Well, you could find a coin in there that's worth about 9 silver half dollars. In the case of this rotated die reverse Pennsylvania State Quarter, you can see why. So we have a couple off-center coins. These are going to appear a little bit bigger than a traditional Lincoln cent because the coin, is stretched to an extent. So, these are good sales. You may or may not find them in circulation, although this 1980 something right here looks like it was pulled out of change. Just based off of the little bit of die wear that I see on there. Or not die wear, but actual circulation wear. Let's see, we got a few here. So here's the 1969S with a tiny little curved clip right there. Sold for $6 shipped. That's a great coin to find. One in which I find all the time. Roll hunting. And they generally sell for between $5 and $10 of this type. The older you get in these coins with these clips, they're worth that much more money. So you definitely want to pay attention to those type of coins. They could certainly slip through your fingers really easily. Alright, so we got a couple more off-center coins. Of course, we're still looking in the $10 to $15 range on these ones. Again, these may or may not show up and change. They'll pop up when you least expect them. But generally, you won't see too many of these out there. Especially the larger denominations, because when they're off-center, sometimes the counting machines at the banks will have a hard time trying to find where this coin discriminates into as far as a roll type or a bag, and they'll get damaged. And what will happen is a bank employee will open up the machine, they'll take out the coin, see that's off center, and someone will buy it or keep it at the bank, or they will send it back to the Federal Reserve Bank. You never know. Banks operate differently. So we have a matching pair of 1992 broad-struck Lincoln cents. They probably about the size of a nickel. When a coin's broad-struck, okay, there's no collar holding the coin in. So when it's struck, the extra material just kind of, comes out like Play-Doh. 49, almost $50 shipped. That's a pretty significant amount of money for that there. We're going to stay away from the classic. We're going to focus mostly on the modern stuff. Here's a 1988 Washington quarter. That's, let's say it's a little bit off-center. It sold for $33 shipped. That looks pretty good. Nice. Here's 99 off-center. That one sold for over $20 shipped. More off-center coins. Looks good. In case you guys are wondering, because someone asked me, are wide AM coins from 99 to, or 98 to 2000 worth anything still? Well, yeah. They are. They're not worth as much as they used to, as of like 10 years ago. But here's a 2000 wide AM Lincoln cent that sold for around $10 shipped. So, it's in pretty good shape too. It's about a mint state 63. If you guys haven't seen what a wide AM Lincoln looks like, sound like something was falling. So let's see. If we were going to hone in on A and M in America, you see the space at the foot of the A and the M. That's what you're going to see, because traditionally the two letters will be touching at the base on any other regular coin. All right, so this was just a transitional reverse. Pretty simple. This coin's been around for ages. Well, since 2000, let's put it that way. 1952S, Lincoln wheat cent error with the obverse die chip. It's actually right on the date. Look at that, sold for almost $8 shipped. That's a good coin. I come across these all the time. It's just a big old die chip. Figure that the U.S. Mint, they weren't very good at their, maintenance on those dies. So you get a lot of chips and little doodads and cuds and various other, retained die breaks. And, 1950s Lincoln cents are a lot of fun to look through. A lot of great stuff to find. But let's see what else we got here. A lot of stuff, like $2, $3, $4 in here. There's another 1982 Lincoln. That's off-center with a full date. That always matters. So if you're going to get into collecting modern off-center struck coins, make sure you focus on coins with a full readable date on there. They're worth a lot more money. And then they'll be worth a lot more money in the future when you go to sell these things. All right, we got a couple mint sets, proof sets. All right, so page one's over, and that's through August 7th, which is today. So this is all stuff from today. Okay, so this one I wanted to talk about because I've had a number of these come through the email, and I wanted to address it. I didn't even know this one would be here, but it's 1950 Lincoln cent. Small, very thin planchet. Okay, and as you can see, it looks like it's missing a rim. It's even kind of cutting off "In God We Trust." The absence of a rim. Okay, it's very telling of a coin that was placed into some sort of acid, and it ate it away. Now, when you put a coin like this into an acid, it'll still retain all of its the design features because acid will eat away at a coin at an equal rate. So you're still going to have a full portrait of Lincoln. You're still going to have Liberty, In God We Trust, the date. It's going to be as if and appears that the coin is simply struck on an underweight planchet. Another telltale giveaway are all of these waves on the coins, which are indicative of a coin that was dipped in acid way back in the day. Okay, and someone actually told me this, and I feel like it's a really, really good talking point. But way back in the day, in like the 60s, okay, kids used to dip Lincoln cents into acid so that way they'll shrink down to the size of a dime. And they'll take the dime and then go to the vending machine, and the vending machine won't discriminate any other way other than mechanically if you're putting a penny or a dime in there. So they'll use the acid to shrink down a Lincoln penny down to the size of a dime, okay, and then you would use a dime to go buy a soda. It's pretty interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. Now that I see, I come across these quite often in Lincoln wheat bags, but it's really cool to think about. And, it's just, it was a commonality during that time that, kids and even adults would do little, science experiments with these pennies, and they were like, oh, here's the acid right here. Let's go ahead and shrink these down so we can buy ourselves a Coke. There. So someone thought it was worth $10. It's not worth anything more than a penny. But if you could sell for $10, more the power to you. Yes, I will judge, in case you're wondering. Here's a cool one right here. Okay, it's not graded. Very seldom do you see these type of coins ungraded, but this 1980 Jefferson nickel that was struck on a penny planchet is nothing short than awesome. Okay, I mean, it really is struck on 1980. So this is a copper planchet right here, and the coin is smaller. Okay, In God We Trust is cut off. It is 98% copper as shown, but I am surprised that you see these ungraded. But anyways, how about that? $100. To be more exact, $100 and $104.73 shipped is what it's sold for. All right, so that's a pretty good one. You guys keep an eye out for that. It's always great to see stuff like that. So here's this one is pretty interesting. A 1981 D Lincoln cent with a double die obverse and a repunchment mark. I don't know if that's the case because there isn't. Yeah, first of all, you guys got to remember to take really good pictures. Second of all, look at the feedback, 62.5%. But he doesn't have a very good reputation of selling quality product. So, yep. Definitely keep an eye on that feedback score. That's a huge deal maker if you're buying coins. Here's a little minor off-center coin. I don't know what's going on. It looks a little funny, but it's sold for $9. Wow. Well, here's a 1969 D uncirculated mint state coin that's missing the designer initials. This is actually a Cherry Picker's Guide Variety, but I had no idea it was worth this kind of money. $250. One bidder. Keep in mind, feedback. Feedback score 3. That's risky. Okay, and then the pictures aren't that good. I mean, I'm blowing it up and it's way out of focus. I mean, this is smelling like a chargeback. The problem is, the seller does not accept returns. At face value, that might seem like an issue, but you're always backed up by PayPal. For certainly. All right, Bugs Bunny. Franklin $50. And what's up, Doc? What a maroon. Oh, man. Not enough sleep these days. There's an off-center Virginia quarter. 73 ship. Not bad. It's even slabbed. But let's see. There you go. That's a good one. So you have a pair of these Friendly Eagle variety Eisenhower dollars. Okay, yeah, I know. Ike dollars, the big dollars, you don't see them in circulation that often, if ever. You would even, have a hard time trying to get some from the bank. The bank will have more of the presidential and the Native American dollars, but you typically won't see a lot of these. All right, and yeah, Friendly Eagle. You could actually see the Caribbean islands there, which is indicative of the Friendly Eagle. It's pretty cool. Along with some of these detail lines on a crater, which encompasses the FS 901 variety. This is probably a cherry pick for about face value. Turn around and sold for $26. It looks like, yeah, out in Hawaii. Good picking. And here's another one that sold for $33. Looks like it's a little bit better shape, 71D. So that's another one to keep an eye out on. We're always cherry picking. That's the name of the game. And then you have these guys selling these lots of, kind of like a beginner's lot of error coins. It's really cool. All right, it's very affordable, and it's a great deal. If you're looking to get some, what I like to call statement pieces, that's definitely the way to go. There's a minor double die 72D. That does exist. See, this one sold for $8 shipped. Don't even need to click on that. More off-center materials. Okay, and here's one of my favorite coins to look for. 1955D BIE CUD. All right, so there's a die chip in between the B and E in Liberty, which makes a BIE. So the die chip looks like a letter I. And it's been affectionately referred to as a bi-cud. And it sold for $8.50. The last two I sold was for $5. So that's right in line with the actual market value of the coin. Those are fantastic coins to find, by the way. All right, so here's another clip planchet. This is a really sizable one. In 1967, that sold for $12.82 shipped. Here's a lamination peel, 1944. This is a Civil War nickel. It's awfully flaky. Sold for $11. Keep an eye out for coins that are struck through grease. Like this one right here is 69D Lincoln cent. The I and N in God We Trust is completely missing. Okay, and because of that, this person that found this coin sold it for $14. Easy money. All right, so I talked about the 2000p Wide AM Lincoln cent. Here's a 1999 that still sells for a nice chunk of money. This one sold for $70 and then $4.06 shipping. Pretty good. Keep an eye out for that too. This is a large date 1970s Lincoln cent that sold for over $20 shipped. Oh my God, it is a large date. He says it's small date, but it's large. You can tell. So that inner curl of the 9 is not pointing to the 7. Oh yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Look at, here's another coin yet again that defies the amount of logic. It's 1971D Kennedy $50 double struck, $950. It's graded, of course. It's an NGC slab, but nice coin. You have a repunch mint mark 1970S, sold for $10. And then you have a coin that has a slight misaligned die, sold for $8. So you can see the thickness of the rim and how close it is on the opposite side. All right, let's go through one more page of good stuff here. And let's see if we get a doubled ear. There is no doubled ear for 74, especially the Denver. That's a really clean looking 55 double die. Unfortunately, it has been cleaned. That is not original surfaces. I don't know what that is. It looks like damage. Got some oldies and good but goodies. The 2019 double die obverse, if you guys haven't been looking, it's a Philadelphia coin, of course. If you guys haven't been looking, this is a really strong double die. Really, really strong. Look how thick and chunky these numbers are. The 2, the 0 looks stretched. The 9, the 1, the 2 and the 1 have some notching on there. This is an incredible coin. And they do exist out there. It didn't sell for much. $7 ship. But, you know, it's $7 more than what he had before. That's for sure. A few more off-center coins. This is a rare mint error Roosevelt die missing reverse clad layer. Okay, so you have to be careful with coins like this because there is a little bit of a green kind of environmental verdigris damage right here, where a coin that has been in the dirt for a while, a dug find, will have the appearance of a coin that is missing its clad layer. Because of that little green speck of corrosion on there, that's where I'm kind of leaning on this one. All right, unfortunately. Here's a really nice Washington quarter with a big old huge die break, cud, that covers the date. This is one of the more available ones, but as you can see, $50 later, pulled right out of pocket change condition. That's serious money there. That's a tank of gas for a lot of people. This one has a doubled mint mark, I guess, which is called an RPM. For this 1979D, I don't think there's anything recognizable that warrants $31. It's a lot of damn money for a coin with really nothing on there. I mean, it looks like there might be a die chip, but that's not another D. And as you can tell, for 79, they have the filled mint mark. I think that's on all of them. All right, but you guys get the picture. Coins sell. It's a nice little cud right here, 1936 for $27.50. Here's another missing clad layer. I mean, it could be for $5. Here's a struck through grease that's missing the GNO in God on this Kansas State quarter. It's sold for $6.50. See, that's a real repunch mint mark, the 1960D. See, $24 ship. Oh, this is a cool one. I have a couple of these actually. The John Adams presidential dollar with the doubled edge lettering that's overlapped. $20. There are enough of them to fill demand. That's why they're not crazy expensive. If you guys want a really radical doubled die or error anything, the John Adams doubled edge lettering is the coin to have for cheap. You can even buy it authenticated for around $20. It's cheap. All right. So coming toward the end here, some pretty good stuff. You got a nice strike through on this Lincoln cent here. It's a 1919. It's a little bit too old for, but anyways, it's not damaged, so it's a legitimate strike through. You can tell just by the softness of the edges and the ripples in there. and then there's no pass through of the, if it was damaged, you would, this obverse of the coin would have the same mark punched through the coin and stretched on the other side as damage. But there you go, 20 bucks later, that's the sale. Not bad, guys. Not bad. 1988 Roosevelt dime broad strike with rolled edge reverse. Yeah, it's broad struck, all right. 15 bucks. Here's a really nice lamination, 1941. This one here sold for about $13. Pretty nice. Again, the coins that you wouldn't typically realize are out there. But do you guys want to go through them one more page? Why not, right? All right, 1983 Lincoln Cent with a little bit of a struck through grease reverse. Sold for $1. Probably could have gotten a little bit more if the picture was different for the actual thumbnail. 1969D. There's been quite a few of these with the missing initials reverse. This one sold for $5.39. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, there are some where you could barely see the remnants of an initial. Those aren't worth anything. You gotta have it completely abraded off there. Right. Oh. I figure there would be more interesting stuff. I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff on here. I mean, here's more just singular dime and nickel errors. They're all from the same seller. We've seen a few from that seller. Okay. All right, so you got the Spitting Horse Delaware State Quarter. You got a few of them. One sold for $8, another one for $3.75. The one with the better close-up photo sold for less. There's another one, $3.75, right there. I believe it's a. I don't know if it's a. I think it might be a Clash. I'm not even sure. I gotta read up on it. 1983D U.S. Lincoln 1 cent penny die error, snowy surface both sides. Okay, so you see the kind of like pebbly look. That is actually zinc rot. It sold for $100. Can I sell one for $100? Oh man. This is a 1995 Spitting Washington Quarter, which is obviously a scratch right here. Sold for $12. I know what you guys are going to say. It's like, you know, if people are actually buying it, what's the harm? I'm like, the harm is it's sending the wrong message. Because this person right here, 5 years later on the road, later on down the road, when they're like, okay, I paid $12 for this, it's probably worth double that. You know, you got to figure for appreciation, right? And then come to find out, it's like, you try and sell it, it's like, oh, it's only worth a quarter. 1988 die cut, which I could see it right here at the base of Lincoln's bust. $50. Wow. It's pretty good. Here's another die chipped, 1952, with a Denver mint mark, sold for $12. Always fun. Big gnarly old die chip on the reverse of this 55p, sold for $5. Yeah, wow. Pretty good stuff. That's a heck of a deal. 46S Walking Liberty $half. It's all BU. Mid-State 64, $41. Look at the title though. 1946S Walking Liberty, 50 cents. Didn't even say that it was in a PCGS holder. Anyways, well, shoot, yeah. Why not, right? All right. I want to thank everyone for joining in. Thank you for all the words of encouragement and support. I wanted to take some time to at least say that, even though I haven't had time to go back into the video I posted yesterday. regarding my little back thing. Actually, one of the subscribers and patrons to the channel, Mark Love, who is a spine doctor, I guess, a surgeon or... Anyways, he reached out to me in email, and I'm going to respond to you right here, man. He seems to think it's a calcification, which is just a build-up, you know, of extra bone that's just sitting there. And that would be, if that was it, that'd be awesome. We'll see. I think that's probably what it is, because I don't have any of the kind of like the stuff that's associated with a back tumor, like the numbness in the legs and, the lack of any sort of energy in there. So, all right, what, my finger freeze here? No? All right. So, I wanted to do a quick giveaway. So, the friend and patron of the channel, Scott Holiday, sent me a little care package, but the care package is not for me. It's for everyone on the Blue Ridge Silverhound YouTube verse, okay? Mr. Holiday, thank you for this wonderful offering. It's a great way to kind of... he sent me a number of items. I'm giving away one at a time, however. So this is going to be independent on the other giveaway that ends this Sunday. So if you see Mr. Scott Holiday, I want to go ahead and shoot him a quick thanks, but this is at the end of the video. So let's see how many of you actually watched through this whole freaking video. So that way you could claim this beautiful 1938D, D over D, repunched mint mark, Buffalo nickel. Okay, and then all you have to do, so the first one to send me an email with their address and in the subject line, 1938 Buffalo nickel winner. Make sure you put all that in there. 1938 Buffalo nickel winner will receive the coin, and I will announce it in a message tomorrow. I'm bound to see one person. So the first one that sends me an email, of course it's all timestamped, so I know who sends me the email, to blueridgesilverhound@gmail.com. Okay, and claim your beautiful, brilliant, uncirculated 1938 D over D repunchment mark Buffalo nickel, which I would conservatively say has a value of about $30, maybe more, because this one is beautiful. Probably a mid-state 65. That's how absolutely amazing this coin is. I don't see any issues with it. But thank you again, guys, for all of the views and support. You guys make what this channel could never be, okay, and that's successful, so thank you. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notifications. Hopefully you found some value in this video today. The treasures await, okay? Every little thing could be a big thing for you as a collector, as a treasure hunter, and, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be a coin collector. As we go into the holidays, you're going to see much better quality coins out in circulation. People are going to be cashing in just a year's worth of coins that they have accumulated. They might even dip into some of the personal collection of coins that they never thought was worth anything, and just simply deposit that. And then that's how we get some of these really nice, cool coins back into circulation for folks like you and I to find. So thank you guys for joining. You guys have a wonderful evening. If you've made it this far, thank you for staying the duration. You guys take care. Have a wonderful evening. Keep hunting and enjoy the hobby. Keep dreaming, guys. Peace.